Greg Tepper, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and TexasFootball.com here in the Built with Chocolate Milk Coaches Lounge at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention with the head coach of the Navasota Rattlers. Man, I'm just screwing this up all over the place. That's Coach Casey Dacus. Coach, welcome to Coaching School.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We're glad that you stopped by the booth because I'm real interested in Navasota for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, so last year, 6-6. At a lot of places, that's a great year.
Right.
The standard, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that the standard in Navasota is like we want to get up there. I'm really interested from your perspective. First year for you.
Right.
I'm really interested in how you would kind of assess what you guys were able to accomplish in 2018.
Well, I think you're right. I think the expectations are always pretty high in Navasota, and they should be. You know, we're pretty athletic and got lots of good kids, lots of great kids, really, and we're blessed to work there. When we started out, it was tough. You know, we started 0-4. Went through some growing pains early. We lost some kids to injury, and we lost some other kids for some other reasons. And we kind of had to have a circle the wagons mentality, if you will. And we were able to kind of get over the hump a little bit. We won the first district game. That kind of gave our kids some confidence that we were on the right track. And then once we started winning some games, it started coming back, a little bit. But when you start 0-4 like we did, there's a lot that can go wrong, and I'm just really proud of the kids and our coaches, honestly, for just kind of staying with it, for lack of a better way of saying that. And we kind of came out on the other side a lot better than we thought we were at that time.
Well, and you're a guy that, just knowing you and knowing your personality, you're relentlessly positive.
Right.
You're a guy who always sees it could be the biggest rain cloud, but you're going to see that silver lining. And
right.
so I'm interested in that 0-4 start. What's going through your mind? What are you thinking about, whether you're saying it to the teams or not, but
right.
what are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's going to be fine. It's one of those deals where you have to get your foundation right. And we knew going in, last year we replaced 9 coaches in the spring last year out of about a 12-man staff. So about the last month and a half of the school year, it was me and 3 other guys. And so I knew that once all the rest of the guys got there and all of them are, having the same vision and the same work ethic, I knew we would kind of gradually start taking off. And that's what happened last year. We just got a late start. We had 4 coaches for about 150 kids, and it was a challenge. But once we got to the summer and we got some buy-in with our strength conditioning program in the summertime, and then we got some stuff going early in the fall, I knew it was going to be okay. I knew the first part of our schedule was really tough. I knew it was going to be a struggle, but I also knew that if our kids would stick with it and just trust in what we were doing, that we would eventually we'd be able to take care of some good things there, some of the business there. So we got past district and we won a playoff game, which we haven't done in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal to the kids. It's funny, you wouldn't think that at Navasota, but it is. They hadn't won a gold ball, I think, since 2015.
Yeah.
And so to win one in the first year really gave us some validation and gave us some credibility with the kids. And they believed early on, but now they really believe. And so it's been good.
And now you're entering year 2.
Right.
And I'm interested, maybe to say there's got to be a different vibe around the program
right.
now than there was, this time last year is
right.
probably a massive understatement. But can you tell a difference in the program?
I can.
Just from where it was last year?
I can. Last year, I think it was a lot more hope. I hope it's going to get better, or I hope we're going to kind of get back to what we were, a few years ago. Now I think there's a credible belief there, and it's because Jason Witten said it. The work's in the dirt. And you see the work that you're putting in off season. You see, we have 50-plus varsity kids coming every morning for strength conditioning, and the buy-in's been great. And so when you start seeing that, you start seeing little things like that show up, and guys not wanting to leave, and they go out on their own and do 7-on-7 stuff, or they go out and condition on their own or whatever when we're done with the workout. And so when, the best teams are always going to be led by the players. And when your better players are older kids and they buy into the overall approach, and you start seeing that manifest itself in the summertime, then it helps all the coaches and really the community, everybody get excited, about what's coming. So
now looking forward to your 2019 team. I know that there's one guy that I know a lot of recruitniks are probably interested in
right,
a little bit,
right.
Jordan Jefferson,
right.
the big offensive lineman, and I mean big, 315.
Yeah.
You can't teach that.
No, you can't.
You're the guy who sees him every day in practice.
Right.
What is it about him that sets him apart?
He's just, guys that have that kind of ability, they have a unique confidence about them.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes from their size, it comes from their athleticism. But Jordan's a real quiet kid. He doesn't say much. He just kind of just puts his head down, just kind of works. And so it's been cool to watch him. He's always been that way, but it's been cool. He's starting to get a little more vocal. And when he speaks, everybody listens because he doesn't speak very much.
Yeah.
So it's been a really neat thing to watch. He's lost about probably 10 to 15 pounds, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but for a 300-pounder, you start dropping a little weight, it's helped him become a little more athletic. He's got a little more speed, a little more foot speed. And so we're excited to see what he's going to do this year. He's going to play both ways. We're going to put him on defense and offense, on both, obviously on the offensive line, but he's going to be on the defensive line this year, and we're going to try to play him as much as we can. We're going to try to ride him.
So if we're talking about let's flash forward and picture in our mind that it's been a really, really good year for Navasota, and you guys have put together a fantastic season. What is it that is going to have clicked? What is it that okay, if this works for us, we really got a chance to be really good?
Just an overall cultural attitude of the program to where everybody continues to kind of pull for each other and not worry about themselves. That's got to be a part of it, and we got to stay away from injuries. We have a good number of kids playing, but we're kind of thin in some spots as far as depth goes, and I think that's probably that's 3A, 4A ball in general. You're usually about one or two kids getting hurt away from not being nearly as dynamic or nearly as good, and so we've got to stay injury-free. We got to, that kind of stuff, and take care of ourselves off the field because, if we can get them to Friday night and we're ready to play, then we have a really good chance.
Casey Dacus at Navasota joining us, and now it's the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. It's world-renowned, the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. Give that thing a spin, and we'll see. Don't worry, there's nothing on there too bad, I don't think, unless Max put something on there. Maybe he did. I don't know. Could get you in trouble. All right.
Bucket list. I like it.
Let's talk about a bucket list stadium. Is there it can be a stadium you want to visit,
okay,
or it can be a stadium you want to play in.
Okay.
As far as a bucket list stadium that you want to either visit or play in.
I've been there several times, and for me, there's nothing better than state championship weekend in Cowboy Stadium.
Yep.
There's something about Texas high school football. Everybody knows it. But when you see 20+ thousand people there watching all those different games, and nobody really leaves, and it just gets more and more crowded throughout the day as the day goes on, my bucket list would be to play there with our Navasota Rattlers and have a chance to win a state championship.
So you're talking about the feel of
the
walking
feel,
onto
yes,
that field,
yes.
And there's 15,000 Navasota fans filled up that side.
Right. That's what that would be. I've been there several times, and so I don't know if that's a good answer, but I'd like to be the one on the sideline and be able just to feel what that's all about. Would be a really neat thing for me.
Well, let's make it happen.
I hope so.
Okay. There's Casey Dacus, Navasota. Coach, appreciate your time.
Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it.